Good morning. So today we will be discussing about the social media privacy and its importance. So this is the IELTS reading section. So this is the heading, and imagine that if you are getting something like this as essay. So when you had already done a reading like this, so it's easy for you to at least try attempt for practicing essays like this. Okay, essay with the same topic. So keep that in mind and let's discuss. So the topic is social media privacy. Okay, a contradiction in terms. So it's a question, so it's a good heading. Sometimes we need these headings for some not IELTS essays. Other than that, so whenever in the course of human interaction have so many, so let me show you. We often use for people, individual, okay, like populations, people, uh, then civilians, okay. So more sometimes here you can see how they are using, okay. Never in the course of human interaction, human communication, so human communication interaction, so many shared so much about themselves, whatever it's bolder, so many shared so much about themselves with so many others. So mainly they used a vocabulary like so many others, themselves, everything is related, pronoun like related to people, right? And with so little apparent concern for their privacy. So what is the meaning of apparent? Apparent means able to be seen or understood. So understood, like he her unhappiness, example sentence are, her unhappiness was apparent to, it's clear to everyone, okay, it's easily understood. So with so little apparent concern, so with there is so little concern, clear, okay, for their privacy. Let's discuss this vocabulary first. It was becoming increasingly apparent that he could no longer take care of himself. I was on the metro this morning when, for no apparent reason, the man opposite me suddenly screamed. There is no particular reason, okay, no clear reasons. Just think clear as the synonym or understood as a synonym. So when we are learning new vocabulary, try to keep in mind you have to use this. This is not a it's not so much difficult vocabulary. It's like around 6 kind of band 6, okay, vocabulary. So it's also important, if it's possible, for greater good bands you have to use questions also, okay. Then here it is, in the question format. Was it really just a generation ago that people kept all but their most basic information under virtual lock and key? So it's a question, so you can also apply this type of question format. Was it really just a generation ago? So rather than saying in the past, in the like past few decades ago or something, a generation ago, that people kept all but their most basic information. See, even they kept their basic information under virtual lock and key, okay. So today we happily share our date and place of birth. See, everything you don't need, but some sentences are quite good. I will show that essay in the next video, okay, fine. Today we happily share our date and place of birth, name of our first pet, mother's maiden name, favorite movie or book, favorite color for school teacher, and myriad of other snippets of information required by online services as part of their security procedures. See, sometimes online services, so social media platform, online services, social media, then services, procedures for their security procedures. What is the meaning of this?
myriad, myriad,
So this is the pronunciation myriad.
myriad,
M-I-R-I-A-D. Okay, like that.
myriad,
Myriad. Okay. Myriad means a very large number of something. A myriad of choices means large number of choices. And now myriads of bars and hotels are opening up along the coast. Large number of. So whenever you have to talk about large number, intentionally change that to myriad. Okay. Myriad of other snippets. So what is the meaning? Okay, let me check that. I thought it's the
snippet,
snippet.
snippet,
Okay, snippet means it's like a small piece, a small piece of brief extract. Okay, snippets of information about the war. Small piece. It's not detailed. Brief. That's the meaning. Okay, snippets of information. Brief. Small piece of. So and myriad other. So like that, several other information like other snippets, small pieces of information required by online services as part of their security procedures. So we studied two words of vocabulary over here. See, we happily share. Okay. So vocabularies are, which one we studied are myriad and other snippets of information. So same sentence also you can use. The basic premise behind this information sharing is nothing new. See, information sharing, actually it is a hyphenated word. Okay, so you can share information, we say like that, we have to say, right? Information sharing is nothing new. The basic premise. What is the meaning of premise? Premise means an idea or theory on which a statement or action is based. Basically think it's an idea or theory, the basic idea behind, we will say the basic concept, the basic idea behind this information sharing is nothing new. So that is known as the basic premise behind this. So some sentences are, they had started with the premise that all men are created equal. So all men are equal, right? Idea. The research. So premise means assumption, or you can say belief. Theory, belief, idea, concept. So the basic, see the basic information, see how they are using the adjective of basic. The basic information behind this information sharing is nothing new. Okay. Consumers have long handed over. See, now we have to collect the information, handed over. Some vocabularies are there. So not that. So one is like we are saying consumers, regular users. That's all the synonyms which we are using for paraphrasing. Consumers have long handed over a little personal, they didn't share at all. A little personal information in exchange for services such as banking and finance, utilities and healthcare. So why they use such as, see the usage of such as, banking and finance, utilities and healthcare. Handed over a little information, handed over. So handed over, handing it out. So these are the kind of vocabularies. The big difference now is that the information is digitized. It's not digitalized, it's digitized. Okay, not the spelling. Okay, digitized. Okay, and accessible spelling double C and double S, accessible online. See, just before and they put a hyphen. So sometimes if you want to add a and, so even if you do this kind of hyphen, it will work. Okay, so rather than using conjunctions. Okay, Punctuations, see, grammar means punctuation is also part of grammar, right? And we are handing it out, handed over, handing it out to virtually anyone who asks. See, ask, regardless of how briefly the business has been in existence. Okay, the big difference, the major difference, the big difference now. So now it's about present, right? Okay, this was about the past things. Have long handed. Handing it out means what? These days. Okay. Virtually, they used one vocabulary over here, virtually, right? Almost to anyone. That is the meaning. Almost, virtually. So, better word, virtually anyone. So, their twin, their sentence are, their twins are virtually identical, almost. That wine stain on my shirt has virtually disappeared. Okay. Of even greater concern to many is the amount and variety of information being gathered about us without our explicit permission. So more than that, like that, you can use of even greater, more concern. Okay, of even greater concerns to many. Concern to many is the amount and variety of information being gathered. So it's like being gathered, handed it out, hand it out, right? Handing it out, handed over. See this vocabulary I'm talking about. Handed over, handing it out. See. Then here what? Being gathered. Now it's like collected, being gathered about us without our explicit permission. See vocabulary. Explicit means clear. Without our clear permission. We are not giving permission like that. Stated clearly, the arrangement had not been made explicit, clear, or stated clearly and in detail, leaving no room for confusion or doubt is known as explicit, clear. Okay, then for next sentence we have to study one vocabulary, that is tweeze. Tweeze means pluck, grasp, pull. We are gathering information, tweezing information. Okay, collecting information. Okay, that is the meaning. So the tenses are tweezed, okay, tweeze, tweezers, okay, tweezed, then tweezing, tweezers. So this is the sentence, see over here. Okay, next word is gleaned. What is the meaning of gleaned? Okay, glean. Past tense tenses are gleaned, gleaned. Fine. Glean means obtain. Okay, obtain, take, extract. Similar meaning only. Fine. Whereas at the same time, okay, whereas retailers and others used to tweeze out, they pluck, they grasp, okay, obtain, tweeze out information, glean through. Glean what? It's like extracting the information through loyalty cards, price draws and catalog mailing list. Now these old standbys have been massively augmented. Okay. See, we will tell, right? The matter has been worsened by dash, like that. So this is like a dash plus dash. That sentence has been connected by massively augmented. Augmented means increase. This have been massively augmented, increased by customers. Now again, by customers researching and purchasing online, leaving in their wake a digital trail of cookie crumbs, detailing their needs, tastes and desires. So I had used this sentence in my essay because I like this word, trail. Okay, cookie crumbs, I like this word. That's the reason. Cookies, you know, that pop up which comes in the at the time of social ad. That only. The trail of cookie crumbs. Trail means that path of cookie crumbs, digital trail. It's like a leaving, you are leaving that you went all these places. If you look at your history, you can see in your net, if you look at the history, you can see what all you did, right? That detail will be available. So that is known as a digital trail of cookie crumbs detailing their needs, tastes and desire. So that's the reason why we are getting advertisements like that itself, based upon our desire, because we are leaving a digital trail of cookie crumbs detailing our needs, right? So whereas retailers and others used to tease out information gleaned through dash dash dash, massively augmented by dash. So that is the use of massively augmented. And now and then there is social media. There is social media. So always pay attention to how we are using the synonyms needed, right? And then there is social media. If this is in the holy grail means it's a cup, okay? Cup used at the time of, I will show you. See, this is related to holy communication, communion. That cup is known as holy grail. Okay, and it's like a benefit. And if this is in the holy grail for marketers, it's difficult to imagine what would be. So marketers, okay, business people, right? Marketers, it's difficult to imagine what will be. It is thoroughly 21st century communication, social media, or you can say communications channels. Okay, always use paraphrase synonyms. Okay, in these thoroughly 21st century communication channels, old notions, old idea of privacy simply do not apply. Okay, simply do not apply. See that semicolon. Then sharing personal information, experiences and opinions. See, some more, it's information, it's only the plural is information itself. Experiences and opinion is the whole point of the service. So see that instead of they separated they joined a sentence with a semicolon. Okay, think like that. Okay. Okay. Wonders of wonders. And a happening or an event, a pleasing circumstance results beyond one's wildest. See, winning the $5 million jackpot with the purchase of only one ticket was wonder of wonders. Like you will be telling that is the eighth wonder. So like that, wonder of wonders. It's like a something which happen, a happening and event result beyond one wildest dreams or expectation. That is known as wonders of wonders. Okay. And wonders of wonders. Consumer. That's a wonderful thing. It's like a that sarcastically. Consumers don't only provide it willingly, they provide it for free. They provide it willingly, say willingly also they give, and even for free. So provide is the one vocabulary, right? Here what they use, they provide it for free. Don't only provide it willingly, they provide it for free. Sure, some people take the precaution of limiting access to their some we have to take the precaution, right? In the conclusion we can say some people take the precaution of limiting access to their Facebook or Google Plus pages, but even these people typically are eager to share. Even these people are sharing their thoughts via, see, comment section on news sites, reviews on retail sites and in branded clubs and forums. So they are even you commenting here and there, and that is leaving a trail of cookie crumbs, sorry, digital trains they are leaving, right? So snippets what? Piece of information, fine. With all the time we spend online and all the forums we all the platforms, okay, forums, social media platforms, social media forums we frequent, it's no wonder most of us have grown accustomed to doling out little snippets of personal information with barely a second thought. Okay, accustomed. We accustomed means we are familiar with something. Okay, she quickly became accustomed. Sorry, what is accustomed? Let me check the pronunciation.
Accustomed. Accustomed. Accustomed.
Store, it won't come store, accustomed.
Accustomed.
Okay. Familiar, habitual, normal, customary. So she quickly became accustomed. Okay, accustomed to his messy way. Like after marriage, wife will become quickly adjust, right? Hopefully. I am not accustomed to being treated like this. I am not familiar. So with all the time we spend online and all the forums we frequent, it's no wonder most of us have grown accustomed to doling out little statements. Doling out. So what is the meaning of doling out? So doling out means doled out, doling out, doles out. It means give or deliver in small portions. That is known as doling out. Okay. Snippets means small information, bit of informations. Okay. um, with all the time we spend online and all the forums we frequent, it's no wonder most of us have grown accustomed to doling out, to share, give, provide little snippets, little basic brief information of brief personal informations with barely, see, barely a second thought, without a second thought, with barely a second thought. Okay, with barely a second thought. It helps that we rarely are asked to hand it out, hand over, provide, gather, then like that. Okay, snippets. Doling out. It helps that we rarely. So it's like no that sense. Okay, it helps that we rarely are asked to hand over a whole stack of personal information in one massive data transfer. Then that will be too much trouble and might provoke too much anxiety. Next sentence is rather we routinely hand it out a bit at a time. Okay, a bit at a time. Okay, see here before that they used a semicolon. Okay, so this sentence, such a long sentence, they split it and they used a semicolon with a small letter, capital letter. Pay attention to the punctuation, say, then you will get a little bit idea how to use, word to use. Okay, routinely, on a daily basis. Okay, routinely, day by day. Anybody over the age of 30 likely will remember that in the early days of mainstream internet, so communications channels, social media platforms, social media forums, mainstream internet, 10 to 15 years ago consumers were wary about handing over private information, personal information, private information, handing over, wary. This is the variest. Wary means a feeling of showing careful, caution, that showing caution. Okay, Dogs which have been mistreated often remain very careful of very wary of strangers. Fine. Okay, a 2001 report, for instance, see, they are actually using comma over here. For instance, comma, they are, if they are placing in middle, see, this is a common style which I had noted in this IELTS reading. Okay, for instance, found high levels of consumers, people, okay, concern over online privacy in general. So in general is a common vocabulary which we use. So generally, right? So for that we can even use by and large. So which if you are using in generally, at that time you go for by and large. Okay. By means what? Eventually, ultimately, that is the meaning of by and by. Okay. Found high levels of consumer concern over online privacy in general and credit card security in particular. Since then, hundreds of millions of people have come online. Since then means what? So nowadays, okay, and become regular users, consumers, regular users of commerce sites and social media. Early concerns, sideline means eliminated, dropped, that is the meaning. Early concerns about online privacy have been sidelined. Common vocabulary, sidelined means it's like sideline, eliminated by the desire for more speed, more convenience, more choice and more great deals. Let me read this.
Complacency. Complacency.
Here A, I like that it will come.
Complacency.
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 Okay. Familiarity has led to bred complacency and even foolhardiness. Okay, that's one point. And next point is, we have all heard about people uploading pretty much everything, including the most intimate words and images. Okay, so complacency, what is the meaning? A feeling of calm satisfaction with your own abilities or situation that prevents you from trying hard. If I am satisfied with what my performance, you won't further do the hard work, right? That is known as complacency. What annoys me about these girls in their complacency, they seem to have no desire to expand their horizons. There is no room for complacency if you want to stay in this competition. Okay, there is no. Familiarity has bred complacency. So we become familiar. So we don't want to improve further. Has bred complacency and even foolhardiness. We have all heard about people uploading pretty much everything, including the most intimate words and images. Sense of security, that is known as complacency. Okay. Foolhardy means it's like daredevil. Okay, foolhardiness means adventurous, daredevil, that is known as, okay, reckless, rash, daring, that is known as foolhardiness. Okay, now after a decade of consumers feeling increasingly free and easy and their personal information, okay, easy with their personal information online, we are seeing signs of a new wariness setting in. So what is the meaning? Wariness means caution. Okay. Her mother's wariness of computers. Okay. We are seeing signs of a new wariness, like a caution setting in, carefulness setting in, or other word is prudence. Set in. Set in means when something unpleasant sets in, it begins and seems likely to continue in a serious way. So setting in means what? It's unpleasant and it will be continuing. This rain looks as if it has set in for the rest of the day. Okay, it's unpleasant and it's continuing. If you get bitten by a dog, you have to make sure the wound is cleaned well or an infection could set in. Fine. So this is actually part of passage itself. So I would like to show you this because see for academics essays how we are, see when I was a student at that time I know how we common vocabularies in different websites, but here how they are using. In a Euro global survey conducted among adults in 19 countries, we found that 55% of respondents, you won't get this vocabulary from any websites related to IELTS because it's directly from the passage itself. So it's not necessary that you have to depend on IELTS reading itself. In the Cambridge there are several exams, not only IELTS. So there are FC, CP, CAE, likewise there are different exams. Okay, so you can even go through all those reading sections like these to grab that idea. Okay, respondents are worried that technology is robbing us of our privacy. See, actually they used a punctuation over here. Okay, so it's like a quote, so it's good if you are using the quoted sentence like this. Okay, are worried that, what they are worried, they didn't say that, are worried that technology is robbing us of our privacy. The figure was above 60% in a number of countries. So different countries, how they used, in a number of countries including the United States and China. Okay, respondents, this is the point which I want to say, conducted among respondents. So similarly 65% of overall, see overall, almost like a overall means in general, that is the meaning of overall. Okay, similarly 65% of overall agreed, in general agreed, people share, see it's the quarter sentence starts from here. Okay, people share too much about their personal thoughts and experiences online, and it's like a continuation, it's not a separate sentence. We need to go back to be more private. Okay, so this is some meanings. Overall sentence, the overall situation is good despite a few minor problems. In general, by and large, in general, overall it has been a good year. So this is also a part of the sentence. Okay, because that The color got faded. I colored in a different in order to identify. So let us check this meaning.
Snooping.
It's like some snooping companies in the passage. It's like they are trying hard to look around a place in secretly. Okay, carefully trying to extract those information that is known as the action of futilely trying to find out something, especially information about someone's private affairs. Okay, like private agents, right? Private agents, or they are trying seriously to trying to find out something. So that is known as snooping. Because so, and it's not just snooping companies, hackers, okay, snooping companies and hackers that consumers fear. Nearly half the sample and a majority of millennials. See, this is actually a benign vocabulary. Okay, so millennials meaning it's like a particular period. This is already given in the passage. The time period from 1980 to 2000. Okay, that is known as millennial. Worry that friends of family will share inappropriate personal information. Nowadays they fear they could even share the inappropriate personal information about them online. So that's the end of the passage. So some vocabularies we learned today, and definitely we are going to use that vocabulary in the next passage, means IELTS essay, and I will show you that. So it's a Bible verse. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. So always encourage one another. So it's part of our duty that we have to encourage another. So they might be suffering in their life, and if we encourage another, then you can say that you will be pleased in the eyes of the Lord Jesus, and definitely help them to build up. Sometimes some other people will be depressed, and try to do that, and definitely God will be blessing you. Thank you all.